interestingly, when we were renovating the sanctuary, we renovated the rood screen. The rood screen, we first tried to use the existing rood screen, but it was so old and so brittle. It just once we took it apart, it crumbled. And we had at that time actually a cross with Jesus on the rood screen, and it was in the same shape, and that's what happened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And as well. And I'm like you too, that I kind of miss a cross in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just a focal point that could be seen online for those who, worship with us online.
Right.
For those who are here in the South Transept or in the North Transept, it would be good to have something three-dimensional so that people can look and see. The other side is that, and I'm glad that you brought this up, was that, I don't know about your house, but in my house, the center of the house is the kitchen. It's where people gather. It's where kind of the activity happens. It's where the conversations occur. It's in the kitchen. And that's true here at the church too. With our feeding of people at the Kyle Hotel, with the work that we do with Feed My Sheep, with the wonderful outreach that we have to the community, with Rotary that meets here every week, with all of this stuff, the kitchen is constantly in use. And because of that, it's time.
It's time.
It's time.
Okay. So I noticed that the parking area today, when I drove up, that there's some work being done there in the area.
We're installing a new playground, which is going to be finished this week. Afterwards, we've got two options to kind of, as we're running out of parking space, there's a parking lot that we can have resurfaced with a new entrance onto First Street. And then we also have extended parking that can be made available on Downs, right across from Cadence Bank and right next to our offices. And we've been approved from the city. And so those are two projects that if we can open up and we can raise for, we can drastically expand the amount of parking, which is needed as we continue to grow.
As I see it, the parking space that we have adjacent to the church, it's full on Sunday mornings, and you better get here early if you want to get a space. And then it's kind of hit and miss about where you can actually park. We're actually parking, I think, in other people's parking on Sunday, but I think that is a healthy sign.
It is.
To me, and it's really kind of neat, and the growth of appears to see. And it also, to me, comes back to why we need to look at different segments of either taking care of, updating, or looking at this debt that we have to free up opportunities for us as we grow.
Yes. The last thing I'd like to bring up is just that as you look around, and especially as you see behind us those beautiful stained glass windows, one of the things that we can do is we're lucky in this congregation. We have a stained glass builder in the congregation who's willing to do a lot of work to upgrade all of these windows, some of which you'll see in the pictures, are in much need of repair. And so if we're in a position to do that, we will have every single window fixed, cleaned, and resurfaced and made new so that for the next 150 years, we can see these windows and know the saints of old who have gone before us, but also new windows that'll be being put in to say what life this congregation means, not just to us inside the walls, right? But to those in the community who drive past and see us every day.
Yeah, one of the things that happened during the course of our building was actually the First Baptist Church burnt down. A terrible thing. But one of the reasons today we have all the ability now that if there was any kind of issues going on, have the fire suppression system that's now built in. But that change was made in the middle of construction, and that cost alone is almost the cost of the existing debt. And but that was simply because we wanted to do everything we could if we suffered from some type of fire to be able to contain it.
Yep.
So if we're willing to protect ourselves in that manner, we should have no problem, I think, making sure to do what we can to simply build opportunities for people to grow into Christ Church.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rejoice and be glad.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.